It's the morning of day 2, and I'm working my way back out towards the highway. In part 1, I left from western Oregon, drove across Nevada into Utah, and camped near the Bonneville Salt Flats. Yesterday, I completed the drive down towards the Moab area and spent some time exploring the Gemini Bridges Trail before making camp tucked into a scenic little box canyon. This morning, even though I'm passing back through the scenery I just saw yesterday afternoon, it takes on a new character in the light of the rising sun, and I am enjoying the fresh views of this remarkable terrain. I'm on the final approach to the highway. I'm going to air up a bit, roll into town to top up my fuel tank, then head back out for the next leg of the adventure. I've got a full tank of gas, and as I head towards today's excursion, I see that I may be dealing with restrictions on dispersed camping again tonight.
All camping in this area is limited to developed campground. There is no dispersed camping. But this is Cane Creek.
I think I'll just be passing through Cane Creek and moving on to other areas, so we'll see what we find out there. Honestly, it doesn't bother me that I can't disperse camp in these popular, well-known areas. I think it makes sense given how heavily trafficked these trails are. In fact, it probably would degrade from my experience out here if there were camps set up left and right. I'm happy I get to view these rugged and beautiful landscapes without campers and vans dotted throughout.
The scenery is just awesome everywhere. Even just a random spot that I stop to air back down. It's just crazy. Well, the other day when I aired down from my already lowered 22 all the way down to 16, made such a big difference in even how much more comfortable the ride was. Today, I just went straight down to 16. We're gonna be out here all day today and camp out here someplace tonight, I believe. So we got lots of miles on rocky roads. Might as well make it comfortable.
After passing through this stunning red rock gorge, I've emerged out into more open desert against a backdrop of massive rocky bluffs. I know it's hard to get a sense of scale here, but take a look at this large expedition truck up ahead of me on the trail and see how it compares to that butte towering above. This spectacularly surreal sandstone scenery is a simply splendid sight to see.
So there is quite a bit of traffic out here this morning. Already there's that expedition truck. I keep sort of going back and forth with them because I think we're both filming content, and so they keep stopping and I keep stopping, and so I pass them, they pass me. There's also this couple in a rented white Jeep. There's a family in a white SUV that are behind me. I've crossed a couple of vehicles coming down. That's a lot already. It's only 11 o'clock on a Thursday morning.
Pausing at a high point, I can look down through the rock formations at the valley we just came up through, and then, as we crest Hurrah Pass, a new and absolutely phenomenal vista stretches out ahead.
Okay, so you don't need to be in a designated campsite out here. So it's like high noon. The light is really harsh, and even though the colors are still pretty nice out here, notice it all look a little bit nicer if the sun was a little lower in the sky. So I thought it'd be a good idea to take a little lunch break and just hang out a little bit, have a nap, and let the sun get lower, and so we could have a little bit nicer light for the rest of this drive. Of course, there's no trees out here. There's no shade. It'd be nice to find some shade, get the truck out of the sun. But, oh wait, I did. Look at this campsite. I'm able to get the truck completely out of the sun. So I'm gonna have some lunch, hang out here for a while, have a nap.
The trail ends up following a ledge overlooking the Colorado River. While it's not quite the Grand Canyon, this is still some truly striking southwest scenery. Standing here, I've become aware of some noise in the scrubby greenery below me. From what I've read, there are 2 spots out here that give this trail its name of Chicken Corners, and this is one of them. This stretch of the trail is a tight squeeze between large boulders on one side and a massive drop to the river below on the other. From the driver's seat, looking over your hood, all you see is the void that you have to steer towards in order to not hit the boulders. I presume the name is because one might easily chicken out of navigating this corner teetering on the edge of this cliff.
We're basically out at the end of the trail here. We managed to find a little spot in the shade to park the truck. Now out around there, apparently there's a hiking trail. It also has the name of Chicken Corner. I don't think I'm gonna hike it. Right along there. And then out around that corner. And it doesn't even look flat, and it looks like loose and gravelly. And if you slip, I have no problem saying I'm too chicken to do that. I don't know if chicken's the right word. I'd call it smart.
There are some people on motorcycles on a trail across the river, and it's another opportunity to try and grasp the massive scale of these cliffs. Since this route is a dead end, I'm now working my way back along the rim of the canyon and marveling at the grandeur of this vivid red rock landscape. I've got one more point of interest along here that I bypassed on my way out to the chicken corners.
Oh, it's really a weird little labyrinth. This is the backside of that rock where I had my lunch break earlier, and I could see on the map there was something called Wind Caves, and I was going to check it out when I was here earlier, but then there was a whole like tour group here, so I decided to just continue on and stop back by on my way back out. I'm not much of a, going underground kind of person, but there, you kind of get this cave experience without truly going underground. If you come out this trail, it's definitely worth a stop. Now, I was thinking maybe it would be cooler in there, but it was still pretty warm in there too. Okay, so ultimately I ended up working my way as close to town as possible, which meant I had to camp in a regular campground, but this campground is completely empty. There's nobody here, and it's not bad. It's got some nice views, and this way I'm closer to tomorrow's trail and not have to do all those miles over the pass tomorrow.
As I'm getting camp set up, the air is filled with tiny little bats flitting all around me. They're difficult to capture on camera, but hopefully they are successfully capturing some of the many bugs that are also flitting around me.
So I knew coming into this that it was going to be hot, and so I'm rolling with it. I've mentioned that it's hot, but I have not complained about the heat, I don't think. And I'm dealing with it, I'm coping with it, but all the same, it wears me out. At the end of the day, man, I am exhausted. Not only do I not feel like cooking, I also just don't feel like eating hot food because it is still super hot out here. I would say it's probably 90 degrees out here, even though the sun went down, I don't know, at least half an hour ago. So I did plan on some very simple meals. Tonight I'm going to make a little curry with some chicken and some fresh mushrooms and pepper and onion. Again, I don't really feel like it, but my vegetables are getting a little beat up in the fridge, and I figured I probably should go ahead and get this done. I did bring just pre-cooked chicken to keep it simple, so I wouldn't have to worry about how long raw meat would be in the fridge, and this is going to work for a number of meals. In fact, I had a sandwich of this chicken for lunch today. I'm trying not to use the camper lights until I'm actually inside and have it closed up, because it's just so buggy. I've been running the thermocell every night because there's so many bugs, but still, I just don't need to attract any more into the camper.
It was another hot night sleeping with all the windows fully opened, but it is kind of fun waking up to a scenic panorama like this.
Well, this campground has pit toilets. I've never seen anything quite like this before. Maybe it's common in the Southwest. So, there it is. Doesn't do you a whole lot of good when it's raining. And here's your lock on the door. Well, it is about 7:15. I need to pass through town to gas up, and then I've got some highway miles for the next leg of my trip, and so I'm gonna have to stop and air up as well. So I think I'm gonna hit the road before the sun gets any higher, grab some coffee in town. Still have 1 or 2 more episodes of the Utah adventure to go, and then Colorado after that. Make sure you're subscribed so you don't miss an episode. Thank you for watching.